President Biden is in Angola and will deliver remarks today at the National Museum of Slavery in the nation's capital. The president arrived yesterday, becoming the first ever sitting U.S. president to visit Angola and the first president to visit sub-Saharan Africa since 2015. I was actually on that trip when President Obama visited sub-Saharan Africa. CBS News White House reporter Willie James Inman is in Angola. He is following the president's movements. So, yeah, it's kind of history making, Willie. What are we expecting to hear from President Biden today?
Hey there, Vlad. Good to be with you. It is history making indeed. President Biden set to give this speech at the National Museum of Slavery here in Angola, and he will really touch on the connection that the two nations face. And one of those connections is the 6 million people who were taken from Angola and enslaved and arrived at U.S. shores. Now, this was, of course, centuries ago, but the United States and Angola share that troubled history. And I talked with John Kirby a little bit earlier. He previewed what we anticipate we will hear from the president today. Listen.
We have to know where we came from so that we can continue to improve as a country and improve in our relationships here. But we've got to keep looking forward too. So again, I think you'll see a very solemn President Biden today as he recognizes the scourge of slavery in American history, but also pointing to the future, to look at how far we've come, not just as a nation, but as truly an international power, and how it affects all these relationships, including the one that we have here with Angola.
And part of that relationship, Vlad, is expanding the business opportunities, the economic connections between the United States and Angola. In fact, nearly $7 billion has been invested in this nation from America during President Biden's term. And part of that investment will call for supporting a railroad corridor and a connection to a port here in Angola that would deliver critical minerals from the Democratic Republic of Congo to nations like the United States, perhaps Europe as well. And this is in particularly important because it could push back against China and Russian control of some of those critical resources here on the African continent.
Of course, Willie James, this trip has been overshadowed by President Biden's decision to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. I know that you and the rest of the White House press corps have been trying to get answers from the president or from even the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. Have any been forthcoming?
Yeah, we really have been pressing not only Karine Jean-Pierre, but officials traveling with the president. The president himself had the opportunity to address this earlier today. He was asked twice about this pardon. He didn't respond to those questions. He was asked even before he arrived here in Angola. And this really just cast a shadow over his trip here to this important African nation and an increasingly a nation that is being more tied to the United States. But the White House explains that the pardon given to Hunter Biden, the president's son, is in large part because of perhaps what could come when President Biden is out of power, that there will perhaps be people who would be looking to use Hunter Biden as a scapegoat of sorts to get back at President Biden. And that's perhaps why or at least why the White House says that he made this decision over the weekend, wrestling with this decision. I'm using the press secretary's words there to come to this decision, despite saying time and time again, not only the President Biden, but the White House as well. I'll repeat that President Biden will not pardon Hunter Biden, but that is in fact what did happen, Vlad.
All right, Willie James Inman for us this morning. Thank you, Willie James.